Disclaimer: these videos are not made for a younger audience. They may contain coarse language as well as discussions of mature themes and situations, and thus may be deemed unsuitable for a younger audience. Viewer discretion is advised. Holy fuck, it's been a while. And yeah, you read that right. This scared me when I was 8, and yes, I was a bit of a pussy. A little backstory here. 2002's Frankenthumb is the fourth in a series of 6 thumb-based movie parodies produced by Steve Odenkirk and O Entertainment, released from 1999 to 2002. And the second that was later aired on Cartoon Network in 2008. They were made using actual dressed-up thumbs with puppeteered arms, I think, full puppets, and faces applied via Synchrovox, a method of superimposing human mouths, and in this case, also eyes, which is most commonly associated with the 1950s cartoon Clutch Cargo, but for people in my age range, you'll know it for either The Annoying Orange or this DVD extra from The Incredibles. I tried looking for some behind-the-scenes videos, but unsurprisingly, they are also parodies of behind-the-scenes videos, so I gotta admire the commitment to the bit there. I also couldn't find anything on exactly why these were made. Closest I could get to anything was the tagline, "Every hand has a thumb," which is mostly true, I guess. Alright, let's get the show on the road. The short starts with a warning, or rather, a parody of the warning at the start of the 31 Frankenstein film, with the thumb presenting it warning that the film may scare you, but also giving you the warning signs of a stroke.
As you're watching, you may experience a slight tingling around the back of your neck. This tingling may proceed down your left arm and leg. This would have nothing to do with our program, but could be the early signs of a stroke.
What to do if you get a splinter, and then shuffling out after he wets his pants. Delivery-wise, he kinda reminds me of the Simpsons clip.
Fudge, that's broken. Fiddle-dee-dee, that will require a tetanus shot.
The actual opening, quickly going from black and white to full color, is on a funeral which is being stalked by Dr. Frankenthumb and his assistant, Humpy.
About the only thing that could make this worse is if maybe he was, dug up and dissected and used in some bizarre experiment involving, rejuvenation of dead tissue.
But his worst nightmare is about to come true, as after everyone runs away from a rat, Frankenthumb and Humpy open up the casket.
He'll do just fine. We'll use his bum cheeks.
After showing that he succeeded in bringing life back to a dead squirrel, they are nearly ready to recreate human life. All that is needed is a brain. So, a brain is what Humpy will get. Clumsily skulking through the Bad Brain Institute, he steals 2 at random for use by the master.
As long as you didn't get them from the Bad Brain Institute, we'll do just fine. Eeny, meeny, miny, mosey. Daddy wears a hairpiece, so the choice is you. Humpy, secure the electrodes.
Now, with the eyes of a surgeon, the torso of a boxer, the legs of a dancer,
The bum cheeks of that guy from the opening scene.
and finally, a brain. As a storm looms over, and with some minor setbacks, the time has come, raising the lifeless husk into the air, where it is exposed to the lightning, rejuvenating it. After another minor setback, second time's the charm, it worked. And he's only a little, very violent. And in need of a name, Frankenthumb calls him Pepper.
Pepper? Yes, Pepper. Because he really spiced up our lives.
Now it's time to educate Pepper. And it ain't exactly going well. He has learned how to speak, but keeps killing small animals. This naturally upsets Frankenthumb, calling the whole thing a failure and realizing that Pepper's a monster.
Yeah, it's about time.
After sending him to the cellar, Frankenthumb and Humpy discuss what is to be done with the monster.
No, I really think you should kill it. But I gave it life. Take it back. Kill it. Kill it now. Who should do it? I'll do it. Give me a hammer. I'll kill him.
The Humpster gets his wish and gets to go down to do the deed. Unfortunately for him, Pepper grabs his torch, lights him on fire, and escapes into the village. Once there, he finds a little girl by a pond, who teaches him how to play patty cake before being interrupted by her inexplicably Italian father. Jenya doesn't seem to mind, but her dad is monster racist and tells him to scram, and is upset further when he's knocked over. This minor inconvenience is enough to get him to gather up an angry mob, which was set up earlier as a gag. A mob with nowhere to place their wrath, but hey, they've got their target now.
We should kill it! Yeah, kill the thug!
Once night falls, the townsfolk go creature hunting, even being joined by Frankenthumb, who confesses to creating the monster and volunteering to lead the mob to him. Thanks, woohoo guy. I don't know what we'd do without you. Soon enough, Pepper is tracked down to a windmill.
Like in the 1931 film.
Yes, Bowl Train. Like the 1931 film. That's Bowl Train, by the way. He's part of the channel now. Anywho, the villagers decide the best course of retribution for playing a little game and pushing one guy without injuring him is to burn down the windmill with Pepper inside. Frankenthumb chooses now of all times to try and be a good parent, but the mob won't relent.
Out of the way, Dr. Frankenthumb!
Nothing can stop us, we're a mob!
In need of a solution, not that one, Frankenthumb and Humpy return to the castle. Using the spare brain, as well as some spare body parts, I guess, they create Frankenbat-Thumb. I was gonna say no relation to regular Bat-Thumb, but one of the brains in the Bad Brain Institute was labeled as belonging to him, so in Thumb lore, this could be him resurrected. Anyway, jumping in the Bat-Thumb-mobile, he races back to the windmill, putting out the flames and saving his brother with a fire extinguisher. Yay! Now reunited with Pepper, and with another monster, Frankenthumb vows to take over the world. Of course. And so the movie ends, as Frankenthumb and Italian Stereotype Man laugh into the night, whilst Pepper once more beats the shit out of Humpy. Frankenbat-Thumb is also there. Dude, I think this sucks actually, but like, in a good way. We all saw the footage. This isn't scary, but when you're a little kid, there's something unsettling about it. The thumbs are kind of freaky looking, and there's this weird vibe about it all that I can understand unnerving me as a kid, even if it doesn't now. As I've alluded to, the film is more a parody of the 1931 film than the original book by Mary Shelley. I know, big shock. Frankenthumb isn't an accurate adaptation. I'm just as surprised as you. Pepper veers closer to Boris Karloff's portrayal, the presence of a hunched assistant, Frankenstein being a doctor instead of a college dropout. The first scene is a funeral being observed by Frankenstein and his assistant, the windmill climax, etc. But also, of course, it's parody of the movie. I'd wager more people are familiar with it in general than they are the book, even if they haven't experienced either. The Universal Frankenstein has gone on to define what the monster and its mythos looks like in the minds of the general public. And as a parody of that movie, it's an okay one. Reasonably funny, but it doesn't really warrant repeat viewings. But certainly one worth checking out at least once this Halloween. For me personally, though, it may have been better if this just stayed a weird fever dream. A hazy childhood memory lodged firmly in the back of my mind. As is, I feel kinda silly. Still calling it childhood trauma. I think in this instance, it's dumb enough that it's worth overblowing one kinda bad night for comedy at my own expense. Sorry if I'm gone a while. A little bit of it was me getting nasal surgery earlier this month, but I've also just been taking longer to write. And I've also lost interest in a few of the topics I was writing about. Working on a few though, some long ones too. I just wanted to get this out real quick. Anyway, all that said, that'll be all for this one. I hope you've enjoyed, or at least you didn't think this is the worst thing you've ever seen. Hope to see you next time for a look at what I've actually been working on harder and fixating on like a son of a bitch. In the meantime, if you want to follow me elsewhere, my socials are down in the description. Remember to leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe and hit the bell. And finally, you didn't need to tune in, but thanks for not tuning out. See you next time.
Get your bottoms off your porches! Come and buy me brand new torches! They light up when you light them! They're sticks when you don't! I do not sell lighters, as my family was killed in a bad fire accident!